Who knows
Preparing
when?
live stream.
It could mean that we're already started. I'm never really sure on this. Like it's confusing to me because I'm a simple man, Mark. But we could assume now. I'm assuming right now that it started.
We
Started.
have
Okay.
hot mics.
Hot mic. Hot mic. Yeah. Sometimes I call that out in the fire line, right? Someone sitting on their mic. Like all you can hear is their car or their truck driving and some like barely inaudible voices, kind of
Yeah.
off and on, and you're like someone's sitting on their mic, right? So you're like, hot mic, hot mic, hot mic, hoping that everybody hears that come over and checks their mic.
But the
Meteorologist,
problem with
Mark.
that, the problem with that is usually when you have a hot mic, you're not receiving. So,
Yeah, well, I think sometimes it does cut over after a certain point, you
oh
know?
really?
Yeah, so that's why you don't want to step on people when they are talking, by if you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. I've done plenty of that as a juvenile ham radio operator who was a
Yeah,
little
well,
too excited.
I don't know if the ham radio works the same way as the handhelds do that we use out in the fire line necessarily too, right? Like in terms of keying them.
Well, that's true. They're usually pretty similar, but I got some pretty cheap ones, so who knows?
So it's been my experience. Okay, good. We're going right on. Hey, there's even comments. Good evening, everybody. Mark got the first comment. I'm just gonna
Yeah, boy.
start sharing this around everybody. Hello, everybody. I am Joey Only. This is going to be the podcast of the Comedeorological Report, and yeah, we're going to be making some changes, I think, to how we do things starting March, and that doesn't mean any change to this, though. Basically, this is the same. Thursday night's the same. It's just maybe more we could get people to watch Thursday night, push that, and then I could be done with it come Friday morning.
Or listen to the podcast on Spotify.
Exactly right. So send a radio version out. But I just don't know if I want to make a TV version or a YouTube version. I just feel like it's putting extra work on. It's not making the channel more uh, productive. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it kind of keeps me in a holding pattern for part of the week in what I can do creatively. And then there's like weather stories going on, but I'm too busy trying to edit a show on Friday. And I think a big part of it too is we can't really even advertise ourselves on that platform. So like the one benefit we might really have is to say, hey, go to my YouTube channel. That's where we live stream and really be able to push that without kind of, I sneak it in a little bit there, but
Oh, I need to chat with you off screen at some point, but I had a good chat with one of the guys over at Rogers in Victoria messaged me and I had a good chat with him.
yeah, all right.
I don't know. He's very they want to keep us.
Right.
So we'll see. But we'll chat about that off the hot mic.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, if there's something to offer or a deal or some progression, but I just feel like I've been doing the same thing for a couple of years and
I
and
think I think the short of it is there are a few changes that you want to make that would be kosher. Um, and they are open to adapting to some extent. So,
interesting. Okay. Well, then we won't close the book on it, I guess.
Caribou
I'm
Outlaw, I hear you 5'9" while I read you 5'9".
Well, and the thing about me is I think one of the keys to intelligence, I believe, is to be willing to change. But
Yeah,
part of me, like I hit a little bit of a wall, I feel, through the winter with my channel not growing and the world's it's hard for a weather channel right now to gather much attention. It's the dead of the winter and there's a hostile takeover of civilization happening. So like,
yeah,
it's you're trying your best to, and then the algorithms aren't helping you because you're Canadian,
right.
right? You know what I mean? or
Well, the
whatever.
chat that I had was pretty positive, and there's not going to be any hard feelings if we decide to still not go forward with it. But we'll chat about that off screen, I think.
And then I applied for that meteorology position, the training and all that, and it's like, so you don't qualify, and it's like, yeah, I know, I never do.
Yeah, that was
For
kind of a bummer. You should go look down at LA. This is wild.
Yeah, well,
Switch to one of their radars.
that's what I'm getting to right here. I want to just sort of set the stage for what's happening. So this bomb has gone through. It's created an atmospheric river. So everywhere where there's fires is now all the soil's burnt off, all the roots are burnt out, all the everything. So then it's flash flood city now going on down there, and it's probably seems like the low is moving out now at this point, but that low is going to scream across and create disaster all over the place this next weekend.
Well, it's a double barrel low. So the first stage it probably has made landfall on the California-Oregon border this evening, but then we're gonna get the second stage making landfall on the Central Oregon coast tomorrow. But the thing about most of the people listening to us on the live stream know about burn scars and landslides. Um, but the thing to remember is these burn scars are in the middle of town. Like Pasadena uh, was the burn zone, right? Altadena, I don't know if that's a neighborhood or a separate town, but it's right there in the burn zone. Um, we're talking about debris flows hurtling into town. The threshold for debris flows, I don't know what agency calculates these. I think it's one of the state universities. They were saying that um, the it's a 90% chance of getting a damaging debris flow if the rainfall rate is a quarter inch in 15 minutes. So that's an inch an hour, which would be 25 millimeters an hour. And if we read some of these flash flood warnings, they're talking about an inch and a quarter an hour rainfall rates, which is above that threshold. That'd be what? Maybe like 35 millimeters an hour or something like that. So it's above the threshold is the main point. And so this is a big deal. The main rain that you just circled there in San Bernardino, this was west over Altadena, which is north of Los Angeles, northeast of Glendale, if you can find it on the map for those watching. That was
It's over here.
over, yeah, that was over that region earlier today. It's now since shifted east as the first low makes its way inland. But you're right, this is going to be a big weather story in all of the United States and some of Canada for the following week. It's going to make a big nor'easter.
Well,
Um,
Toronto's got all these crazy snowfall warnings, and they're gearing up for the apocalypse there.
Yeah, Brandon, how much snow has Toronto gotten today?
I believe they got 26 centimeters of snow today.
And that's just
Uh,
round one because this guy's coming next
Oh yeah,
for like
just checking
Saturday.
on
So
that cyclone over there.
Brandon Hauk is back and Hilding Donaldson's back. We'll get off the radar here for a minute, and I'll set
Brandon,
up.
it's nice to hear your voice clearly tonight.
Oh yes, Wi-Fi so far is working tonight. So far.
So far, yeah, it'll work in the pre-show and then die in the live in the recorded bit.
Yeah.
That was some awesome moments.
I'm glad you kept that in last week. That was high quality listening.
I
Oh
thought it was
yeah.
pretty funny. Well, let's watch the last 12 hours here.
Portland's having their
Cyclone.
snowpocalypse today. The city shut down. There was a bunch of wrecks on I-84 in the Columbia Gorge. My sister-in-law lives in Eastern Oregon. She drove up to Kennewick to run some errands, and it took her it's usually like 50 minutes to get back to her house from Kennewick, and I think it took her a couple hours. It's just well, you can see it there, spinning all that moisture in. Of course, we wish this moisture was coming into BC. We'll talk about that on the show.
Well, some is this weekend, I
Some,
think.
that's true.
Yeah, and I think the overall setup favors a return to Pacific weather for us. That's what I've been saying.
It's
And
not very long-lived, though.
well, by next week we should be really looking at a real bounce in temperatures. It seems like that's what I've been looking at.
Yeah,
For
because this
you
this
guys, yeah.
low this low tonight is coming into Oregon, and so that puts us in the cold sector, and that's why Portland's getting snow is because Portland's in the cold sector. Well, next week the storm track has them aimed like northern Vancouver Island, Bella Coola sort of idea, and that of course raises the snow levels down here where I'm at. Rain for Vancouver, rain for Seattle, rain for Portland, and you have to get pretty high up in the mountains, at least in southern BC, to get snow under that kind of weather regime, even though it's February.
I wish I was near those lightning producers right now. Look at that.
Yeah, boy.
That would be so
Spring
cool.
storm season's almost here.
Almost here.
Does the BC interior get a lot of spring storms, or is it mostly summer?
Mostly summer. What we do get um little convective squalls, that happen that drop grapple, sometimes produce a flash of lightning here in Wells quite frequently in the spring. And it might be just one or two flashes,
I
and
learned,
then it's
uh,
gone. Yeah.
yeah,
But
I
we
learned at
have like
AMS, it's grapple that makes lightning. Like it's the static electricity between grapple that makes lightning. I knew it
that,
was products in the cloud, but I didn't know it was specifically grapple. And I leaned over to the person I was sitting with and I was like, didn't know it was grapple. And I went to school for 4 years. And they're like,
that
don't
is
beat yourself
funny.
up about it.
Now I feel like a genius. Yeah. Well, they're bouncing around up there, right? Just fucking everything's banging around.
Well, I kind of assumed it was hail, but I guess it's very specifically grapple in most cases.
Oh, okay. That distinction I might have nothing to say smart about.
Well, now you know. Everyone watching knows more than I did 3 weeks ago.
But every raindrop starts off as a snowflake generally up there, right? So,
Yeah, almost all of them. Yeah,
and then
even in hurricanes.
the updraft is making, yeah, well, fair enough, but the updraft is making see, look, it begins. Our coldest night ends Friday night for us here. Of course, it doesn't look like it too much at first on Saturday, but oh, you can see it's coming, man. You can see it's coming. So a little bit of snow for the interior. Got someone in the waiting room. I can't see who because all the stuff's in the way. Some snow into the interior. Some good wind up the coast. Some
Aaron
precip.
Richards.
Hey, Karen, right on. Karen Richards is joining us from Prince George. Snow into the interior in the weekend. Look at that. Is this coming to pass? Like I've been saying this for about a week, so
Yeah.
I'll look like a fucking genius now. And there's that crazy wind up the coast. Yeah, okay, yeah, I've been saying it for a while. However, this opens the door, right? This opens the door to the chugga 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 choo choo train, the storm train. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. And then so watch all this precip's happening over the weekend, and then we have this like warm up coming shortly after that, right? Because we're gonna get that nice Pacific flow, it's like coming right from Hawaii. It's gonna smell like pineapples in the air.
And look
It's
at
gonna be
look at the displacement of the cold high. When you started this for tonight, the cold high was centered like what is that? Fort St. James up there. Fort St. John. What's the name of that town up there?
Fort St. John. There's Fort Nelson. You mean up in the
Fort
Peace?
St. John. Fort St. John. That's right. Um, I've never been up there, so forgive me, everyone. And then when we look at Sunday afternoon, it's displaced almost to where Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Northwest Territories meet.
And you can see how that's helping feed this low that's going to destroy Ontario this weekend. That very thing you're talking about. Plus all the tornadoes and who knows what kind of bullshit's going to go on down there. That looks intense. But
Yeah,
look at
that's
that
going to be a
nice.
stout severe weather outbreak, and they're doing a severe weather like conference of some sort in Kansas City this weekend, and I
Oh,
wonder
yes.
how many people are going to bail on that to go chase down in Dixie Alley.
I know Reed is
Is that
already
where
there.
Ryan Voutilainen's gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Kansas City.
So he's our guest
And
next week.
He is.
I think so. Yeah.
Ooh, that'll be good. Him and I hung out 2 weeks ago. Actually, we went into Vancouver and had a nice day with him, and then we ate at the spinning restaurant because Alicia got a gift card.
Nice.
It was nice.
Look at that. Look how that
That's
cold is just like, no, sorry, Brandon. Just a little longer for you. Just a little longer. Just a little bit
yeah.
longer.
We got
Just a
another
little bit
week to go
longer.
here,
But
at
then
least.
oh no, just a little bit longer. Oh, what's happening? There it is. There it is. I knew it was coming.
There we go.
There's your Chinook.
There you go. It's coming.
Oh
21st.
man,
Man.
guys, my mom just sent me this. There is a on I-84 near Multnomah Falls, which is about 50 kilometers east of Portland. There is a 100 car pileup.
Oh boy.
That's not even close to the record.
So I think well, there's only two roads through the gorge, I-84 and Highway 14, and I think Highway 14. Oh, look, one of these pictures, the car's on fire. That's not great.
Oh no.
Oh man.
We're on
think
fire.
think I-84 is going to be closed for a while there through the gorge.
Yeah, see, you're just learning how to have bad accidents in bad weather down there. We've had 300 on the 401 in Toronto or in Barrie, Ontario, or something
Yeah,
like that in
okay,
the
but
past.
for 300 on what is literally the busiest freeway in North America, that's not as impressive as 100 on a rural interstate in the mountains. Like, let's have some perspective, Joey.
That's true. That's true. But look at it's hanging on just a little longer. That's the unfortunate thing, eh? It's hanging on just a little bit longer that we're still
Hank's
going to
gonna
be in
hate
that below
this.
seasonal. Well, I mean, for you, it's really bad, but for us, it's just hanging on a little longer, a couple days extra. Whereas, I mean, still, -7, spread of -7 to
Minus
19 is,
seven's not that bad. That's
yeah, I mean,
t-shirt weather now.
Look,
For me,
man,
it's
I
t-shirt
see
weather.
I see three and I know it's going to be raining. I'm happy. There's not a minus in front of that number. I do still have
no,
snow on the ground though.
but I
Well, I
think for
have
BC,
-7 right now. I just checked.
Well, where's
I
your
think,
t-shirt, Hilding?
I
I'm
think
not
for
quite that
everyone
far yet.
on this side of the Rocky Mountains, we're not going to see much for -30 again this year. I highly doubt.
Yeah, this is probably it. I think they'll have another cold blast late March, but that's probably it for -30.
And it's going to Brandon, it's going to Hank, and it's going to Justin, and it's not going to us. So very cold for the prairie still this weekend, and slightly below seasonal in BC, and we get some snow back. We get some snow back finally, and then at some point here next week, where is it? Well, there's one, there's two. Oh, it's going to be so great.
Oh yeah.
It's going to change our
There's
temperature.
yeah, an insane cyclone out in Australia. Oh yeah.
Oh, and there's that nor'easter and off the east coast there, 964. These cyclones are really, Brandon, have you looked at these a lot? Because like it's really interesting to me how like this is a very arid region, but then they get these
Yeah.
soaking cyclones and it
This
will
thing's been
dump they'll like park and
yeah.
somehow they get the brown ocean effect going on and
Oh yeah.
they'll just dump hundreds of millimeters of rain in a week, but yet it's a desert.
Yeah. This thing's been sitting there for 2 days at least. It, looking at the radar presentation, it's not even. Yeah, it's barely moving too. Yeah, it was like, oh yeah, a radar scope there. Yeah.
Of course,
Oh, it's
like
on radar scope, is it?
nobody,
Yeah.
yeah, the Australian radars are.
Yeah, but
Headland
that doesn't necessarily mean
radar.
that there's a radar that's picking it up in Australia. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
There's a
Oh, it
lot
is.
of dead zone. Australia is more dead zone radar wise than it is and for good reason. A lot of it's the desert. Like, well, nothing happens there.
Yeah.
Until you get a cyclone.
Well, there's one radar site picks it up. Yes.
I think
Apparently,
Port PT Headland. Yeah.
Port Hedland, like to give people an idea of how Western Australia is extremely remote. Like aside from Perth, which is in the southwestern part of the state. By the way, Perth is the most isolated city with over 1 million people. It is the furthest city away from the near next closest city. But Port Hedland is a major town there in northern part of Western Australia. It has a population of 15,000 people. But apparently, according to the nerds at Wikipedia, it is the highest tonnage port in Australia. I wonder why. I bet you there's some mining nearby that they ship out of there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, it's iron. I was right. They ship out iron from the interior. There you go. I know
That's-
things about Australia, but not thunderstorms.
So it's still a Category 4 right now.
Yeah. I think it hit Cat
These
5
storms-
today. or something.
These storms can sometimes park right over the cities too. This is parked well offshore, and like I don't know, a lot of people don't realize that when we're looking at cyclones and hurricanes, they're the same thing. The we talk about like it's a category 4, it has winds of, however many hundreds of kilometers an hour, but that only happens usually on a radius that's smaller than 100 kilometers across. Um, so like if this storm, so it's probably windy in Port Hedland, but it's not hurricane strength, most likely. And these cyclones in Australia can be really small, actually. One hit Darwin, I think, in the 1970s, and the cyclone was literally 50 kilometers wide. Like that was it. There were parts of Darwin that got absolutely obliterated, and then you go to the next town over, and it's like nothing happened. It was sunny.
Well, and even that's not big.
No, it's not. It's very compact.
It's like that's one little bay basically it occupies. Beauty, thing of beauty. Now back to BC. Okay.
That's weird how the radar on windy displays it like that. You should switch to radar scope and look at it because that's more fun.
It'll only take me 1 minute.
All right, countdown starts now.
1 minute.
Oh, you're on the wrong side here. Everything's for flash floods in California.
Flash floods.
Ohio, special weather statements. No, there's nothing, no warnings.
I don't think the Australian warnings get through here except for their severe thunderstorm warnings.
Yeah, just the severe thunderstorm warnings.
Definitely the severe thunderstorm warnings do. I was just hoping I could click on one thing and go to Australia without having to.
Well, search the radar site APTH. You're in
Yeah.
Antarctica now. That's too far south.
Go looking around the world for.
You might have to go the other way, actually. It might not let you go across that way.
That's what seems to be happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
Who built
stuck.
this?
I was like, wow, the world really is flat.
APTH, the next one down.
Oh, okay, 1 second. Let me get zoomed in here a little bit closer. We're catching the edge of it there.
But look at how deserty this is. You got a freaking hurricane coming in, but it's red dirt.
Red dirt.
Oh, that's too bad. You can't pull up velocities on the Australian radars. Boo!
They're just glad they can see anything.
They're just glad their radar's not upside down.
There it is, swirling like a backwards toilet.
Oh yeah.
Like a backwards turlet. Just swirling there off the coast. That's thing of beauty.
Yeah, that is a nice compact storm.
Marble Bar gets pretty hot there. They're like in the 40s all the time there. Most of the time. Yeah. The
That's
desert.
right. They were in extreme heat this week too. You were saying, weren't you, Brandon?
That was a little further south there, yeah. It was
46.
further south there.
48.
Yeah, they were pushing 47. Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's a hurricane,
Cyclone.
which Trump wants to rename a hisicane.
There used to be some of the indigenous communities in Australia called these storms Willy Willies.
Oh yeah. Don't they still do that?
I mean, they probably do, but like they're
Yeah.
officially cyclones.
Everything's so funny in Australia, you know. It's like they have cute names for things that'll destroy you. Ah, it's a willy willy, cute. Oh, look at it.
What's that town name? Biddy Danga. That I see off the screen there. Biddy Danga. Okay.
You know, and then a crocodile
Good
comes
town
like,
name.
ah, it's a cutie pie. You're like, oh man.
You just got to watch out for the drop bears.
Yeah,
You
they
heard-
eat the
Koala
eucalyptus
bear.
and they get stoned and they fall out of the tree. They have the best life of any creature on earth, except for when they fall out of the tree and get eaten by a creature that's very similar to my dog.
A dingo ate my baby.
Yeah, well, Kenny's part dingo, and as a miniature healer, he's more the dingo side than he is of the English cattle dog. You know, when you mix the two together, you get a blue healer or a red
You know,
healer.
you know that actually happened. Like a dingo ate some woman's babies, and they arrested her and threw her in jail and didn't believe her. And then, like 15 years later or something, they found the remains of the children, and it turns out a dingo ate them.
Yeah.
And so she was released from prison and, like, given the restitution or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah,
Oh.
and it is funny because a dingo ate my baby for the rest of her life. For the rest of the time, she's a meme.
I mean, of all the things to become a meme for.
Yeah, you know, it's like bad enough that it happened to her. Then she had her baby eaten, then she had 15 years in prison, and then she had the humiliation of forever people saying, trying to impersonate an Australian. Dang.
Yeah, and then they followed up with shrimp on the Barbie. Maybe you guys don't hear that so much in Canada. But in the US, Outback Steakhouse, that's like their commercial. It's just this steakhouse that's Australian themed. I've never been to an Outback though. But they always
Man,
have this like Australian dude that's like, we're gonna throw some shrimp on the Barbie for you.
what is going to happen there? That is going to be chaos.
Hey, if anybody wants to hook me up with a provincial nomination for permanent residency, I'm gonna use this platform to try to acquire that.
I think it's a great idea that we put that out there that we want to keep Mark. That's it. In the trade deals that go on, you know, one of them is we keep Mark.
Yeah, this isn't a hostage situation. Don't send me back.
And our, probable future prime minister will like that because he's like, well, that's my name. My name's Mark.
Ah, yes.
I'll help a guy named Mark.
Yeah, get me somebody here has
Oops.
to know an MLA or something. I want permanent residency.
Oh, an MLA can do it, eh?
Oh, Mark, I can help you with it.
I
Just
see what you're doing.
message me.
Ooh, I actually don't know if an MLA can, but like
I
an
don't know if
MLA
an
is
MLA
gonna
can
know who
either.
can.
I think it'd
No,
have to be like a judge or somebody or something, right? I don't know what the rules are on that.
Well, the province does nominations, like, and you get 600 points on your thing if you have a provincial nomination. And so I figure if an MLA wants to get me a nomination, it'll happen.
Well, like there is no future in meteorology in the United States, so you might want to really consider staying as long as you can. Like they're going to dismantle NOAA and everything. You know what's going on down there.
Yeah, I try to block it
be
out.
a free practicing meteorologist. You're probably having a better chance of that the next while, at least up here.
I'm not looking forward to seeing how this depresses the job market for meteorologists.
Yeah, really. There's going to be a lot of unemployed meteorologists soon, I think. It's everything I said is going to happen. It's happening. See, told you. It doesn't make me feel better. No, it makes me feel somehow worse.
These are one of those it's like a really bad severe thunderstorm outbreak. You wouldn't be mad if you were wrong.
Yeah. Oh man, that's too bad. That cold's gonna hang around on Brandon just a little longer, eh? Look at that. 10. What did that just say? Did that say 10 million hectopascals? 1053. 1053. Close to 10 million. That's high. It's the closest to 10 million I've ever seen a hectopascal.
Definitely have a headache that day.
Just nosebleed. To put it mildly, as your head explodes.
I wonder what the
Okay.
record high pressure is there.
I don't know. Someone should Google that while
I'm working on it.
I'm
That
not
was
sharing this,
me.
am I right? I'm not sharing this right now, am I?
Sharing what?
Sharing. You're not sharing anything.
Oh, for crying out fucking loud. Of course I'm not. Frankie McDonald's entered the room at 7:01. It's time for me to stop playing around and not sharing.
Looks like the record high for Brooks is right around. It's somewhere between 1060 and 1064.
Thank you, Frankie. That's a good point. I'm going to do that right away, actually. We'll start that. Evening, Frankie. And I'll pull up the video file here in a second.
After that, then it'll be on there'll be on the Comedeorological Weather Report series finale on Rogers TV.
Well, we'll see. It sounds like they really want us to stay. So we'll see what they're proposing. We'll get there. We'll get there, Frankie. I'm not close to the idea. Just want to put my effort where it's best served to myself. Okay.
Well, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather we got. Wait a minute. Well, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather or not.
Hello, Prince George and Winnipeg and Kamloops and everybody who's watching us on Rogers Television. This is the Comedeorological Report. Hello to everybody watching us on the live stream here on Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel. Joey Only, that's me. That's my name. I'm up here in Wells at 3,953 feet above sea level to deliver you all the worst weather news there is. This is your show about how much the weather sucks in Canada, the world, and beyond, the universe, everywhere. The weather's just terrible. Everywhere. I got my gang of weirdos here. You're listening to us on CKUW 95.9.
What about that Port Headland, Northwestern Australia, Port Headland?
There's a hurricane
Cyclone
happening.
Celia has a Category 5, 325 km/h wind with gusts.
We were just looking at it in the pre-show there, Frankie. Yeah, a real crazy hurricane there in Australia. And that's Frankie McDonald you're just here. That's right. He's the star of the show. And he's here with Brandon Houck, our co-host out there in Brooks, Alberta. And we got meteorologist Mark Ingalls down in Surrey, British Columbia. We got Hilding Donaldson in Brooks and Grassy Plains, BC. Karen Richards also nearby to me in Prince George, BC. You're hearing us on CKUW 95.9 in Winnipeg, CFBX in Kamloops 92.5 and CFUR 88.7 in Prince George, Rogers Television, and on all your podcasting platforms, wherever Spotify, Apple, and this and that. Comedeorology, the show about how much the weather sucks. Comedy, meteorology, comedeorology. That's right. The weather's funny business. Okay, Frankie McDonald, are you ready to tell us who has the worst weather in the whole wide world?
Northwestern Australia, Port Headland, Australia. Cyclone Celia, Category 5, 325 km/h wind gusts.
The worst weather in the whole world in Australia. What else is going on, Frankie?
Big rainstorm in Los Angeles, where Trevor Garner, the host of Trevor's Happy Hour, lives.
Yeah, they have atmospheric river going on down there, and it's mudslides, water slides, everything going on. Just a terrible disaster, Frankie.
Then they got a huge snowstorm in Montreal, where Bass Guy Show lives.
And another one coming.
Where he lives.
Yeah, 2 in a row coming, eh? What else,
Where
Frankie?
Bass
What's
Guy
going
lives.
on? Where Bass Guy lives in Montreal. What else, Frankie? Give us
And
the
weather
whole
all
world's
across
weather.
North America. That's going to bring really cold temperatures in Great Lakes region. And even Jason Marshall, Widow of Cookies, is getting snow change and rain on Sunday, where Jason Marshall lives. That's going to bring lots of rain and snow change and rain in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And freezing in New Bonaventure, Quebec is going to get a lot of snow. New Brunswick, Montreal, and Ontario, and lots of rain in Vancouver, British Columbia. Then you got some really cold temperatures. this Saturday and Sunday coming up. And it's going to be extreme cold up in Churchill, Manitoba, in Saskatchewan, and all those places got really cold air in. Places like in lots of rain in northern Arizona, lots of rain and snow in Utah. It's going to bring lots of rain and snow in Colorado, including Nevada as well, and Wyoming, and Idaho, and parts of Montana. Lots of snow in Montana. It's really dry in Mexico right now. And they got big rainstorm hitting for Texas next week as well. In Louisiana and Alabama, Mississippi, even northern Florida as well. Lots of rain in northern Florida next week as well. Like Jacksonville, Tallahassee, and all those places. And a lot of rain and lots of snow in Toronto this weekend coming. Weather all across Central America. A little bit of showers and forecast in Guatemala, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Honduras, and Niagara in El Salvador. And a lot of rain in Panama and thunderstorms right now. Weather down South America, lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in Venezuela, parts of Colombia, parts of Ecuador, parts of Bolivia, parts of Peru, and Amazon rainforest. It's really rainy and thunderstorms right now, including Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It's really dry in northern Chile right now. Lots of rain in south coast of Chile, in southern Chile, and snow over the mountains, and lots of rain, some rain going on in northern Argentina. It's really dry in central Argentina and Falkland Islands, like Stanley, and just off the coast of Argentina. They're bringing lots of cold air, warm air, fighting each other. It's winter, and summer's not over yet in South America, like the Brazil and Argentina and Chile.
Yeah, a little bit longer, eh? Till meteorological spring for them.
Meteorological fall for them.
Fall, that's right. Meteorological spring for us, I meant. What else, Frankie?
Weather all across Europe. Lots of rain going on in Greece and Albania, and showers and forecast in Croatia and Bosnia, with some snow in the forecast, and lots of rain going on in Italy and Rome and all those places right now. Then it got some really cold air in Germany, Poland, Belarus, and Moscow, Russia, and Norway, Finland, Sweden right now. Then it got some rain forecast in Ireland. It's really cold in England, Wales, Scotland as well. Parts of Morocco. They got some cold air, warm air fighting each other in Morocco and Algeria, and all those places. As for right, and the weather all across Libya and Egypt is really dry right now. Then they get really cold air in eastern Turkey. They got snowstorm in eastern Turkey and parts of Syria as well. And weather all across and the weather all across the Western Pacific and all those places. Lots of snow going on in parts of Japan right now. And lots of snow going on in northern Japan right now. Then you got more snow squalls heading for northwest coast of Japan right now. This Sunday coming. Lots of cold air in South Korea, North Korea, Vladivostok, Russia, and Mongolia, and Siberia right now. Once March comes, Siberia will be gradually warming up bit by bit for the whole month of March. And weather in Wuhan, China is mild, though right now it's cold in Beijing, China. It's drier in Hong Kong. And there's lots of showers and thunderstorms and forecast in the Philippines right now. So it's Vietnam and Laos. Over in Bangkok, Thailand, lots of dry weather going on in Thailand, Myanmar, Bangladesh. Lots of rain in Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, and Singapore, and all those places. In Cambodia, it's really dry right now, including Cambodia, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Thailand, and parts of Malaysia. It's really dry right now. And weather all across Indonesia in the southern hemisphere. Lots of rain going on in Indonesia. There's a powerful tropical cyclone. Celia headed towards Port Hedland, northwestern Australia. It's going to bring damage and it's going to do destruction there. India is really, really dry right now. Sri Lanka and Bangladesh Sri Lanka and India is really, really dry right now. Their summer starts in April. That's a couple months before the monsoon season. Their summer starts before our summer. In Pakistan and Afghanistan, it's really hot there right now. Then it got cold in northern Afghanistan and Iran and all those places. It's really hot in parts of Arab Emirates and parts of the Middle East right now. It's cooler in northern Middle East right now. Ethiopia, Sudan, and all those places really dry right now. In northern Africa, lots of rain and thunderstorms in the forecast. In Zimbabwe, Zambia, it's really dry. In Ghana and Nigeria right now, they're in a dry season. A lot of rain and thunderstorms going on in Mozambique, Madagascar, the La Réunion and Mauritius Islands, including Angola and parts eastern Namibia, and Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Tanzania in Africa right now. In northwestern Australia, there's a powerful tropical cyclone aiming towards the small town of Port Hedland, Australia. Port Hedland, Australia. It's going to bring damaging winds and destructive winds and do a lot of damage, intensive flooding there in northwestern Australia. Perth, Australia, it's really hot and dry right now. It's really hot in central Australia. Lots of rain, thunderstorms going on in north central Australia. It's dry, a little bit of showers in the forecast. They had some thunderstorms in eastern Australia too, with possible large hail and weather all across New Zealand. As of right now, lots of rain and thunderstorms going on. There's another system headed towards Auckland, New Zealand, bringing rain to forecast in Auckland, Wellington, Gisborne, and New Plymouth, and Hamilton, New Zealand. This Monday coming up, including Gracemouth, including Christchurch, Dunedin, Invercargill, Queenstown, New Zealand, and the surrounding areas as well. Don't forget, our time springs ahead on March 8th and the 9th. Up around the United Kingdom's time spring ahead is March 29th and the 30th. That's the United Kingdom's spring ahead. That's in the end of March. And time falls back in New South Wales, Australia, and New Zealand, and Chile. That's on first weekend of April. And time springs ahead in Egypt on the day after my birthday.
So everybody who works night shifts, you want to be working that night because you get one less hour of work. It's great. It's a great deal. So Frankie, there's my face is blurry for some reason again. This always happens to me. Frankie, for some reason, there's an asteroid coming to Earth there in a couple years, and it's got a 1.5% chance of hitting the Earth.
It's an asteroid heading towards the Earth on December 22nd, 2032. I did that video.
So my question for you, Frankie, is can you make the asteroid hit the Earth?
The asteroid goes
Can you just do that for me? Just
kaboom.
You know, I can give you specific targets if you wish. That would be fine. Meteorologist Mark Ingalls has a question for you, Frankie.
Yes.
I actually have two questions for you, Frankie. First one, how much Popeye's chicken would I have to eat for my body mass to have enough gravity to pull the asteroid towards me?
What? The gravity.
Yeah, how much Popeyes would I have to eat?
Quite a bit.
Yeah,
Quite a bit. Okay.
You'd have to be able to create enough mass to have things orbiting around you. You know, in that
Wasn't
case,
there an episode of Family Guy where where that was the case?
Is there? I
With
never
like
watched
Peter
that
Griffin.
I never watched that show. I always thought I was too smart and liberal for it.
It's
yeah,
such a
just-
good just background random crap. My actual question, Frankie, is what song are you going to sing at karaoke for the week that the asteroid is approaching?
We didn't start the fire.
That's a good song for karaoke
Yeah.
for asteroids.
Do you ever, when it's karaoke time, Frankie, sing "Oh Canada"?
I saying we didn't start the fire.
Yeah, okay. Well, we didn't. We didn't start it. It's not our fault. They started it first. Man, it's been really cold this week, but then today it was above zero. It was above zero. Karen, was it above zero for you at all today? Wasn't it nice? We're getting
It was-
closer to...
It was not above zero. It was -3. I will take -3. Not above zero, but it was good. It was nice. The sun was out. It was beautiful.
I think we did +4 down here.
Yeah.
One thing I do forget about the diurnal range here in Wells is we get more direct UV at this elevation. So it's easy to get for example, a sunburn in the wintertime here at this elevation. So actually it was quite warm this afternoon.
Once again, around March 20th, the sun's direct rays will be reaching a equator on March 20th. That's 12-hour daylight, 12-hour darkness all over the world.
So don't forget, folks, on March 8th, spring your clocks backwards. 1 hour.
Spring clocks, spring ahead.
Right, ahead.
What
ahead.
about Base Guy's best friend Stefan lives in Slovakia in the European Union? His time springs ahead on March 29th and the 30th.
His time too. Yeah. Everybody's time is going to spring ahead, I guess. It's so crazy. I don't understand the purpose
That
of it,
means
but it's going to happen.
Australia's time falls back first weekend in April, so is New Zealand and Chile. Egypt's time springs ahead is April 25th.
And you know what else, Frankie? It's going to start warming up here in BC next week. It's going to start getting nicer and nicer. In fact, already during the day, we're not hitting minus 30 at night anymore down here. Maybe they're going to a little bit up still in Fort Nelson or something, but no, for the rest of us on this side of the Rockies, things are pretty good, and it's going to get better and better and better. In fact, well, not for Brandon Houck though. Actually, it's going to be brutally cold all weekend.
That means
for quite a
Brandon
while
Houck
longer.
in Calgary's going to warm up later on next week.
Yeah, until you get your Chinook, you're going to just take it. You're going to really take it hard for a little while, Brandon. It's not going to be great for you at all. And I should be ready with this stuff, but I'm not. So now I'm like trying to bide time by talking so that I can.
The Brandon Houck Report.
Oh, hi. This is the Brandon Houck Report.
I didn't even get Frankie's in, you know.
Oh man! All right.
What?
So-
Where was the smoking good barbecue bit?
It's freezing cold.
It's freezing cold. But I was outside today, and I was out wandering around, you know, because it was minus 13. So it's the warmest it's been for a week here. And I smelled something weird walking around, as we've got this kind of bit of an inversion here. And all I could smell was barbecue. It was smoking good barbecue outside. And I'm like, where's this smoking good barbecue coming from? So there's nobody around, so I'm out in the middle of nowhere. And I'm confused.
It was your breath blowing back in your
Why does it
face.
smell like barbecue outside? Not really, but anyways, it smelled like barbecue outside today with this inversion that pretty much trapped all the pollutants down to the surface. Somebody's having a barbecue, and no one invited me today, so
I want the barbecue
that's
inversion.
the disappointing part right there.
The barbecue inversion. New term created right here on the Comedeorological
Right.
Report.
Now, the barbecue inversion. Show title right there. Okay, so let's talk about how cold it's been, because last time we were anywhere near -3 was January the 29th, by the way. So I'm very, very jealous of your -3s over there on the other side of the mountains, and your pluses over there as well. But anyways, we are still hanging in the minus teens all week long. We were in the -30s. Earlier we had wind chills near -40, but it was even colder. As you moved to Regina yesterday morning, it was -38. With a wind chill, it felt like -49 yesterday morning. So they had to cancel all school buses there. It was so cold. And well, as we go through the weekend here, we're kind of stuck in this air mass now. The system that's bringing the snow to Oregon and all the fun weather in the United States is going to spread a little bit of snow tomorrow into southern Alberta. Far southwestern corner of the province may get maybe about 2 to 4 centimeters of snow, which is well, not a lot of snow, but it's still a little bit of snow there. And we're going to see probably around 2 centimeters of snow here. But the story tomorrow is the easterly winds that are going to be backing up out of Saskatchewan tomorrow. So when the winds are out of the east, you know, that cold air in Saskatchewan, it's coming right back towards us tomorrow. So after we warmed up a little bit today to like -13, we're going to hang in the -20s all day tomorrow. And winds in the -30s all day tomorrow. So it's going to be, which is February 4th, Valentine's Day. It's going to be a rosy cheek kind of Valentine's Day around here. That's for sure. Now, as we go
You're
through
gonna have
the
to huddle up
weekend
to someone's
here,
body just so
we're
you
going
don't
to
freeze to
see
death.
cold air stick around. And that's right. That's right.
There's like a big delay here for Brandon right now.
Yeah. Definitely kind of around here. delay.
And he's
Measure at some point. Now, we're dealing with around week those minus 30s, wind chills a factor out. Oh my goodness, it's just we progress our way through the middle of the next week. We may get a bit of a bump up there in temperature. Now, other weather stories we've followed today, that winter storm, 26 centimeters of snow, Toronto, about 30 to 40, Montreal, Quebec's Ottawa today. Even got significant snow moving through New Brunswick, freezing rain, icing in parts of Nova Scotia, sweat winds gusting 160 kilometers an hour. That's that's going to be that storm system pushing into Newfoundland tonight. And then the next storm moves in for the weekend, Sunday into Monday.
It's even going to hit Montreal where Base Guy Show lives.
even base guy.
Yes, it is. That next storm's going to hit the base guy with another 30 centimeters of snow. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And that same storm system is going to produce potential severe weather outbreak on Saturday from Texas to Alabama. There could see multiple tornadoes, damage winds there. So we'll add those as well, and then we've got flood issues in California. And that big storm off the coast of Category 5, quite the storm just the last couple of days. All right, now, so today a man was out canoeing, and he got a whale ate him, and in Chile there. So I
can't understand a word.
So it's gonna be fine. He was swimming in the waters again after the whale spat out. He can't. Oh, whale ate him.
Yeah.
He spat him up. Oh,
Perfect.
There.
Oh,
I'm getting the giggles here. Monkey was responsible for
we
power
can't
outage
understand a
in
word you're saying.
Sri Lanka there earlier this week. So that was that. I understand what I'm saying.
that's a good start.
Anyway, Papa John's is damn it.
Might need to wait till Brandon's got better connection here although it's been pretty funny. It's been pretty funny here for a little bit. But I think we don't think we're catching anything except for like the odd word, and then the random word is particularly funny. It's just like Papa John's. So we've lost Brandon.
Papa John's in Chile and some other stuff.
Yeah, we lost Brandon for a little bit there. I see he's off. Maybe we'll get him back on here and we'll talk. But that's how cold it is right now. Is that Brandon?
Hey Brandon, what about the Northwestern Australia and Port Hedland, Australia? Tropical cyclone.
Yes. All right, I just make sure everybody can hear me now.
Yeah, we got you.
Okay.
5 by 5.
I should finish where did where the monkey took the transmission out?
We don't think we
You're
got
a monkey taking a transmission. Son of an onion.
Or was it where the guy was eating where a whale ate a guy in the waters?
I think we're somewhere around Storm in Ontario. We lost you.
Okay. All right.
And Brandon, what about that other place in Northwestern Australia or Port Hedland, Australia, where Cyclone Celia?
I'll get to that too. Okay. So I'll start off here. All right. So Ontario, we had 26 centimeters of snow in Toronto, 30 to 40 centimeters of snow, Montreal, Ottawa. And then the storm moved into the Maritimes. We have potential for sweat winds to gust 160 kilometers an hour, freezing rain issues in parts of Nova Scotia, and significant snow into New Brunswick. And then into Newfoundland, we have, significant snow, winter storm warnings, wreck house winds gusting about 150 kilometers an hour. And then, Cyclone Zelia hitting parts of Australia, Category 5 storm. And now I'll go to the stories where I thought I was really, really funny, and I guess
in Northwestern Australia, there's a town called Port Hedland.
Yes, Port Hedland there. gonna
In
get
fact,
hit
you're
hard.
so good at being funny that you can tell the
Did
same
you hear
jokes
about this? What
again.
about Los Angeles, California? What's the weather there?
Oh yes, and then the flash flooding in Los Angeles, California. That's going to be an issue as we go through tonight. And then we're going to be watching severe weather potential Saturday from Texas to Louisiana to Alabama. Tornadoes, damaging winds, all going to be in the cards on Saturday. Okay, now, so as I thought I was really, really funny at this time, I guess I
So funny
still
you could do
was
the same
very,
bit
very funny.
twice and get away with
So,
it.
a man today off the coast of Chile, he got swallowed by a whale, as the whale spat him out, so he was okay. But my goodness, that was quite a video I saw about half an hour before the show started too. That's probably why the internet went out, because I was watching that video. Anyways. And what else happened this week? Yes, Monkey. Well, he took out the power to a whole nation of Sri Lanka earlier this week as well. So there's that. And I believe Papa John's Pizza has decided to make a bath bomb made of garlic butter. So now you can walk around your house smelling like garlic butter. Or that, in that case, your dogs, by the way, would love you if you smell like garlic butter. If you ever want cuddle time with your dogs, smell like garlic butter. That will do the trick right there. Totally will. Okay. And finally, all right, where did I put I wrote my joke. There it is. It's right. Where is it? Okay. All right. Where did I put my
I
joke?
thought you nailed this in the practice run.
Well, I did. And then I lost it. It was right. All right, there we go. So I stayed up all night wondering where the sun went, and then it just dawned me. There we go.
Oh, that was worth the wait. Yeah, definitely.
It was.
The Brandon Houck report, this time in stereo. This time, yeah, it's so cold.
Stereo.
So cold that his internet froze, everybody. It's ridiculous in Alberta. You wouldn't want to live there. Nobody would. Don't hear that, Americans. No sense taking it over. It's so cold your internet will freeze. Anyways, back to British Columbia side here, where things are still somewhat normal. Meteorologist Mark Ingalls, what do you got for us? How long? Give it to me.
Hello and good evening. I just wanted to say, you know what Brandon and Houck's struggles reminded me of is, you remember when TV stations had microwave trucks and like well, I don't know, maybe some people don't, but they'd like be out in the storm and you'd be watching the Weather Channel and they're like in this hurricane, but the feed is all garbled because the signal from the microwave truck can't get to whatever intake like station to make it to the TV station. And that's what Brandon Houck sounds like tonight from the comfort of his living room. Yeah, so there's a big storm happening. We talked about it in California and Oregon. My mom sent me an article. I-84 east of Portland, about 50 kilometers east of Portland, is closed because of a 100 vehicle pileup. Of course, people not driving for conditions, and I-84 is a very mountainous road. You don't go up over the mountains; it goes through the Columbia River Gorge there. So 100 car pile up there. I-84 and Highway 14 together are the only roads east out of Portland. And so I think that'll probably be shut down for some time. And I know Highway 14's at least was closed earlier. So we'll see how that goes. Not a whole lot of this storm is making it into BC. Of course, the low center down in Oregon, and then the atmospheric river down by Los Angeles. That's a very like south of us story. But this weekend we do turn on the rain train. There aren't any storms that look particularly moist to me. But it does look more like standard winter weather here in British Columbia. We will see a warm up as the storm track shifts from Oregon up into like northern Vancouver Island or the central BC coast. So we'll see temperatures warm up over the weekend. We were sunny and about 4 +4 degrees here in Surrey this afternoon. I think we're probably looking at highs closer to 8 by Monday. So that'll be nice. 8 degrees in rain. That's close to my perfect weather of 12 in rain. And the storm train continues through next week, but then I think we turn it off and we get a ridge of high pressure building over the western fringe of the continent here, running from about California to Yukon. That'll send the storm track up to southeast Alaska. Prince Rupert will probably get in on this, as well as points in the interior north of Prince George. Um, but for the rest of the province, it's going to be pretty dry. And that warms up pretty much all of Canada. Temperature anomalies will be above average for most of Canada. Really, in North America, the only place that looks to remain cold uh, in week 2 is east of the Mississippi River in the United States. I do think we'll keep that pattern in for a while, though there is a hint of returning to wet weather here on the West Coast mid March. So talking about like snowpack and fire weather, I'm not going to sit here and tell you the situation's bleak, but it's certainly not great.
It's not.
Uh,
You saw the
what was
new
the
river
snowpack
forecast
at?
data.
Like 71% right now in the
Yeah.
province?
It's a slight improvement over last year's 63 or something to that effect.
Right. So 71%. I think over the next week and a half or so, we probably will see snowpack gain about at climatological average, but that means we're not going to be catching up. We're going to be in parallel with the average line, not catching up to it. And then we're going to be dry for several weeks as we start March. So we're going to flatline that again. Probably get a little snow in the north, like I said, but really flatline that. Have some warm weather. So we're late enough in the season now that cold season temperature inversions don't really happen anymore. So we're not going to have the thick fog that gets into the Okanagan valleys and stuff like that. It's probably just going to be warm. So we may even melt some of that snow. Second half of March, hopefully we can build some of that back up. Hopefully we can maybe get some late gains. I don't know what the average peak snowpack is in BC, but I know in the Columbia River watershed, it's April 22. So I assume it's a couple weeks later for British Columbia, probably puts us early to mid-May. But if we can have a pretty cool spring, that may offset some of this. But it looks like we're looking at a dry and hot summer. I don't know. The modeling suggests that we'll have below average precipitation in most of the province, except on the north coast, and then good storm track aiming at southeast Alaska. But yeah, this may be another rough fire season for British Columbia. Of course, that sends smoke east, and so when the province is on fire, you smell it in Winnipeg and you smell it in Toronto and stuff like this. So that's the case where we're at with the snowpack. I kind of went down a rabbit hole earlier this week.
I put a video on my channel yesterday saying, what does a snowpack mean for fire season in BC? So it's not like it's not appropriate to what I've been talking about to hear your perspective on it. And for people who might be watching on the channel right now, who've been hearing me talk about this already for the last few weeks, right? So we're running out of time to make up the snow. For us in Wells, traditionally, you could consider February to be our biggest month, snow-wise. Generally that's when we put the most on, and this has been dead. And if we take some snow over the weekend, we're nowhere close to catching up.
We had a pretty slow start, but I felt like in December we actually loaded up on the snowpack pretty well. But then we had our dry January, and that was kind of it.
And
it's been pretty dry this month too.
Yeah, it really hasn't. We had a shot in the dark there at the end of January for preset, but ever since then it's been.
Before I finish up, Acalia here wants to wave at everyone. I have the AirPods in, so they won't be able to hear you. But do you want to wave and say hi? Oh, now she's shy.
Oh, don't be shy. We're all
actually
well
she might
adjusted.
be asking me. She might be asking me for something, but I'm on the radio show, so I can't help you right now. You have to ask Mom. Anyway, so that's my report. Oops, that's the wrong button. Oops, that's the wrong button. Gosh dang it.
Oh, look, the kids are doing it. That's who.
Here we go. Blur
blame it
the
on the children.
background. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah,
Anyway,
don't touch that. Don't touch that. Oops.
No, it was all me that time. I went to blur my background and I hit the mute button and then I hit the turn off my video button.
Just got the fat check for pushing that.
My name Mark Ingalls.
Pushing that agenda. It says here, HARP, climate change, whatever, in my bank account.
Meteorologist Mark. There you go.
So that's my outro this time, not my intro.
Yeah, I've got to. It's hard for me to like do everything at once, including talk, and I have to. In order to see you guys, I can't have the screen open that would line up my next video. Right. So
on in a professional TV station, they have two people usually in the background at least running all that stuff.
And they're both better at it than me.
Well, and have you been you've probably been in a control booth. Like they have so many TVs. Like
lots.
Whereas you've got your one screen and your 3 buttons on your keyboard that you hardly know what they do.
Well, no, I'm a little better than that, but I spent quite a bit of time in studios in my life, both radio, television, and recording studios.
This week I did a whole lot of videos.
You did, I know. I don't know if we have time for all of them, Frankie, because there's like 10 of them.
The main, and especially Montreal snowstorm and Los Angeles big rainstorm and Australia cyclone.
So I think those 3 are all on, yeah. But before we go to there, we haven't talked to Hilding yet either, so we better.
Calves will never be delicate and friendly, even though
Hilding Donaldson, how's it going there on Old Donaldson's farm?
Oh, it's doing okay. I mean, the cows are doing pretty good. I've been surprised they are not. Oftentimes when it's this cold, they're hungry lots. I mean, they want to consume more food because that's how they stay warm. And it seems like we've got the perfect mix this year. They seem to just be enjoying what we're giving them without pushing and shoving. And yeah, it's things have just been rolling right along. It's more other stuff that's been happening. I mean, like I got stuck with my Bronco this week, so I went and aired down the front tires. And when I did it, one of the valve stems froze, and then it emptied my tire of air. And I got into town, and somebody said, "Hey, your tire's flat." It wasn't quite flat, thankfully. Didn't wreck the tire. So I go into the tire shop, and he says, "Oh, here's your problem. Your valve stem is frozen." So anyway.
Just something wacky all the time with you. And you sent me a video and I tried to open it, but I couldn't. I needed permission to get into the Google Drive or whatever. And it's of a bale apparently rolling down a hill. So
yeah.
And I understand that this is, it's something you do see on the farm. In fact, sometimes Adam Bauman and I would used to drive around with this truck and we'd hit the bales just to make them roll. And we thought it was funny.
Yeah. No, well, I roll a bale down the hill to feed the cows. And it's like it bounces down the hill and it explodes and hay goes flying everywhere. It looks really neat. But yeah, I didn't.
That was Opa's old method too. Yeah, he'd haul the bale to the top of the little hill there, and do exactly that.
It's so much better than trying to drag it behind the tractor with a bale unroller and then it jams up, and just get it to roll down the hill by itself. But I was going to try to make sure that you got the link through. And then I got a call from my mom. I had to take her to town today, so I didn't have as much time to double check if that link got through to you. I'm sorry about that.
Well, it's the audience who loses out on this one.
Yeah. Next week we'll have it.
Coming next week, bale rolling down the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. What do you got, Brandon?
Oh,
Brandon,
I was just laughing.
Oh yeah, you turn your mic on. I'm like, Brandon's got something. It's like this thing Brandon does. He hits it, it turns red, and I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
Punchline
magic,
coming,
isn't it?
I'm hoping, right? But no, not this time. Not
Just
too
giggles
cold,
this
though.
time.
Not too cold. The last few days, like waking up and my water unthawed. So I got water in my kitchen tap again. It's not the whole building. It's just the kitchen tap. Just the one. The rest of the building's fine. Just my kitchen tap. Hooray. My kitchen tap. So that's taken care of. I have water again. Very nice. Waking up in the morning, it's not even minus 20 some of these mornings. Very nice. Yeah. It's seeing on the horizon. Warmer weather coming just next week, probably. Yeah. Meteorological spring. Yeah, so it's doing the minus 30. The minus 30. It will soon be. It's over for us, but not for you, Brandon. But it's over for us. Karen, how was your week too?
Cold for the first part of it. I was
Karen,
kind of a little
over
bit.
in Siberia, Yakutsk, Russia, the temperatures will be gradually warming up in March, bit by bit. Over in Siberia, in Nordic Russia, Yakutsk, and all those places, temperature will go barely be above freezing in Yakutsk in April.
Yeah, Yakutsk.
Won't want to be there.
Temperature's going to gradually warm up. That means once again in June, they'll be extremely hot in Yakutsk.
You think you think it's hard on the Russians, all that weather? I hope so. Hope it's hard on them.
I hope
it's
so
extremely
too.
hot in Siberia in summer.
Their suffering brings me joy.
They
Yeah,
bring
you
a
were
lot
saying,
of forest
Karen?
fires in Siberia in the summer too.
You were saying, Karen?
It's all good. I was really, really jealous of Hilding. I think it was yesterday, Hilding, was it?
It
Where
was,
you
it was
posted
yesterday. I had up to -1.
-1, and I came home and I was like all excited to look at my temperature station. I'm like, oh, I'll be better than that. I'm like, no, it's still -7.
Yeah.
So I was so jealous of you.
Above zero today here. It was awesome. It was awesome. Like I was saying, though, we have I'm closer to the sun here in the mountains. So what happens, like a lot of the times, you're close to the sun, so you get sunburns really easy. Even in the winter, you're like, sun's so close. I'm higher than everybody. Everyone in Vancouver's down at sea level, but up here we're closer to the sun. But we're also closer to the moon, man, which means at nighttime it can be extra cold here. But during these cold snaps, the coldest air sinks down to you, and it's actually worse for you down there than it is for us up in the mountains most of the time. It's great. Whereas through the rest of the year, it's worse for us all the time.
Yeah.
This is the one time, the worst of the worst, we get a little bit of relief on. It's like nature's way of saying, you have to put up with 6 months of winter. We'll give the we'll make the cold air sink down to Quesnel. We'll give you a couple degrees warmer. It's perfect.
Thanks so much for that. That's awesome.
You know what I got, Santa, sitting here on top my sitting on my thing here, ready to go there, Frankie McDonald?
Yes, I'm already set and ready to go.
You know what I got here? I got Frankie videos of the week. I got 5 of them. You ready?
Yes. Yep.
I'm super ready too. I'm the readiest I'm going to be. I love Frankie videos very much, everybody. Here they go. I just saw the thumbs up go up. Oh, get out of here, World of Warships. You're in the way.
You have to press the full screen button.
People shouldn't know that I play video games. Okay, here we go.
This is Frankie McDonald, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Another major snowstorm is headed towards Montreal, Quebec on Sunday, February 16, 2025. It's going to bring 30 plus centimeters of snow in Montreal and the surrounding areas. It's going to bring a lot of snow in Montreal and St. Anne de Bellevue, where Base Guy Show lives. And the rest of Montreal, where Patrick Sky the Universe lives, is going to bring a lot of snow in Montreal and surrounding areas. It's going to bring really the dangerous and treacherous driving conditions. It's going to bring blowing, drifting, so reduce visibilities. Really dangerous and really treacherous driving conditions, and streets, roads, highways, and odd routes and trains can the highway will be snow covered. There'll be a whole lot of snow in Montreal and its surrounding. It's going to affect the South Shore, Laval, Blainville, and the surrounding areas, including St. Anne de Bellevue, where Base Guy Show lives. It's going to bring a lot of snow. Winds are going to be really strong. It's going to cause blowing, drifting, so reduce visibilities, dangerous, treacherous driving conditions as well. People in Montreal, Quebec, be prepared. Make sure to have your ton of snow blowers and shovels and snow plows ready for Montreal and the surrounding areas, including St. Anne de Bellevue,
where Base Guy Show lives. It's gonna bring big, huge snow drifts, blowing snow, drift to snow. Have your winter boots, winter jackets, hats, gloves, scarves, ski pants ready. Order your pizzas and order your Chinese food. Buy case of Pepsi, buy case of Coke. Do your grocery shopping. Don't wait till last minute. Do it right now. Make sure you have your smartphones, cell phones, laptops, tablets, charged. Have your 3G, 4G, 5G, now to your ready as well. With a drive car, take your time, drive a car, slow down. So don't get in a car accidents. When you go for a walk, be very good walking to the adults and fall. Make sure your furnace and heat pumps ready. Turn on your furnace and heat pumps to keep those warm. Drink lots of green tea, white tea, red tea. Drink lots of green tea to keep you warm. Have fresh blankets we keep warm as well. Make sure your shovel, snow scoop, snowblower, snowplow, south trucks are ready as well. If you have anybody living in Montreal, Quebec, be prepared for major snowstorm on Sunday, February 16, 2025. Take care, stay safe. Don't get caught in major snowstorm. Stay warm, be safe.
Good advice. Good advice.
This is Frankie McDonald, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Tropical Cyclone Seal is now headed towards northwestern Australia on Friday, February 14, 2025. It's going to bring a massive mudslides and landslides in Port Hedland, Australia, and surrounding areas. It's going to bring over 200 millimeters of rain in some locations. That's going to cause intense flood. I urge everyone to evacuate the area immediately. It's going to bring so much flood in northwestern Australia from Tropical Cyclone Zelia. Winds are going to be so strong, it's going to cause damaging winds. Very strong winds. Winds are going to be mighty strong. That's going to bring down power lines and sap tree branches to half. That's going to destroy houses and things like this and destroy people's properties. It's going to do a lot of damage. That's going to destroy beaches as well. Be extra prepared. Make sure every medical kits, emergency kits, flashlights, candles, crank operator, radio, extra batteries, generators, battery operated lanterns ready as well. Make sure have your everything ready as well. Have your bolts ready as well. If everybody lives in northwestern Australia, be prepared for Tropical Cyclone Zelia on Friday, February 14, 2025. Take care, stay safe. Don't get caught in Tropical Cyclone Zelia. Stay driving safe. This is Frankie McDonald, my old TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Major winter storm is headed towards Portland, Oregon on Thursday, February 13, 2025. It's going to bring a lot of snow changing over to freezing rain. That's going to bring really, really dangerous driving conditions, treacherous driving conditions. I urge everyone to be extra cautious and be prepared, especially on interstate highways in Portland, Oregon, Eugene, Oregon, Vancouver, Washington, and Medford, Oregon, and Salem, Oregon. It's going to bring a lot of freezing rain and snow on Thursday. It's going to bring so much snow and freezing rain that's going to cause roads to be extremely dangerous in Portland, Oregon, and surrounding areas as well. People in Portland, Oregon, be prepared. Have your winter boots, winter jackets, hats, and gloves, scarves, and ski pants ready. Order your pizzas and Chinese food. Buy games of Pepsi and Coke. Do your grocery shopping. Don't wait till the last minute. Do it right now. Make sure you have your smartphone, cell phones, laptops, tablets charged. Have your 3G, 4G, 5G, and LTE ready as well. When you're driving a car, take your time driving cars, slow down, so you don't get in a car accidents. When you go for a walk, be very good walking so don't slip and fall. Make sure your furnace and heat pumps ready in. Turn on your furnace and heat pumps to keep those warm. Drink lots of great tea, white tea, red tea. Drink lots of great to keep you warm. Have for extra blankets ready to keep you warm as well. Make sure your shovel, snow scoop, snowblower, snowplow, soft trucks ready as well. If you have anybody living in Portland, Oregon, be prepared for major winter storm on Thursday, February 13, 2025. Take care, stay safe. Don't get caught in a major winter storm. Stay warm, be safe. This is Frankie McDonald, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Major snowstorm is headed towards Iowa on Wednesday, February 12, 2025. It's going to bring 6 to 12 inches of snow and more, especially in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Davenport, Iowa, Quad Cities, Iowa, and the surrounding areas. It's going to bring a lot of snow. Winds are going to be really strong. It's going to cause blowing drifts and so reduced visibility. It's dangerous for treacherous driving conditions. And streets, roads, highways, and interstate highways will be so covered. There'll be a whole lot of snow in the state of Iowa. It's going to bring a lot of snow in Davenport, Quad Cities, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, Iowa, and the surrounding areas as well. And Fort Dodge, Iowa, and Webster City, Iowa as well. People in Iowa, be prepared. Have your winter boots, winter jackets, hats, and gloves, scarves, ski pants ready. Order your pizzas and order your Chinese food. Buy case of Pepsi, buy case of Coke. Do your grocery shopping. Don't wait till last minute. Do it right now. Make sure you have your smartphones, cell phones, laptops, tablets, charged. Have your 3G, 4G, 5G, and LTE ready as well. When you drive a car, take your time, drive a car, slow down, so you don't get in a car accidents. When you go for a walk, be very good walking seats also for fall. Make sure your furnace and heat pumps ready in. Turn on your furnace and heat pumps to keep those warm. Drink lots of green tea, white tea, red tea. Drink lots of green tea to keep you warm. Have your extra blankets ready to keep you warm as well. Make sure your shovel, snow scoop, snowblower, snowplow, south trucks ready well. If everybody live in Iowa, be prepared for a major snowstorm on Wednesday, February 12, 2025. Take care, stay safe. Don't get caught in a major snowstorm. Stay warm, be safe. Hey everybody, my dad, Frank McDonald, made a song on SoundCloud on Mystic Mist. His latest song is Food Fight. The title of the song is Food Fight. My dad, Frank McDonald, wrote his lyrics all by himself. He played guitar all by himself, and he recorded his own song, mastered his own song. My dad did a great job making the music. The title of the song is Food Fight, and lyrics were written by my dad, Frank McDonald. And my dad is writing a lot of music lately. He's making a lot of songs himself. The latest song on my dad's SoundCloud, Mystic Mist, is Food Fight. The song is written by my dad, Frank McDonald. He did a great job writing music. And he wrote the song all by himself. Give it a listen if you want to from Frank McDonald. That is my dad's latest song.
Yeah, latest song. It's so violent, Frankie. What's going on with Frank? He's writing songs about fighting?
Food Fight because some bad guy became the U.S. president.
That's what it's about. Your dad's awesome. Frank McDonald Sr., Frankie McDonald, just all the awesomeness. And I like those videos, Frankie, when your head is like the size of the whole screen, when you're like, really big like that. Because then when I'm watching it on my big TV, like my really huge TV over there, like it's like a theater-sized TV thing, then your head is like really huge, man. It's like 2.5 feet tall. So I don't know what the record for biggest Frankie head ever is.
On some of my videos, the maximum resolution on some of my YouTube videos is 8K.
I don't know what the record for biggest Frankie head is, but if we could project your head onto like a wall, so it's like 30 feet big, that would be awesome. Like a giant
The maximum
Frankie.
resolution and quite a few of my videos is 8K.
That's crazy. I don't even have like the speed here to watch an 8K video. I try to watch an 8K video, and it's like when Brandon tries to deliver a weather report. And then when he like suddenly when he stops freezing, that's like when I switch to 1080. It's like, oh,
Yes.
good, yeah, now I can watch it. So I've not made many of my videos lately in higher definition because I'm like, oh, why bother? Does anyone really need that? But I guess some people like that. They have big TVs. And I guess if I was watching Frankie's head on a giant TV, I'd be like, I'm glad it's an 8K. So I have a giant Frankie head that's really crystal clear. Perfection. A perfect head, Frankie. Beautiful head. Yeah. So, Karen, do you think that storm this weekend going to Montreal is going to hit Base Guy?
No.
Yes, it's going to hit Montreal on Sunday where Base Guy lives.
It's going to hit Base Guy. You're wrong, Karen. Yeah,
Sorry, it was a 50-50 chance.
And you lose 10 points. You lose 10 points.
It's definitely hitting Base Guy where Montreal is. Base Guy show. He lives in Montreal, Quebec.
For 10 points, Hilding, is the asteroid in 2032 going to hit Base Guy?
It's going to bypass the Earth altogether.
Well, you answered it for him, yeah. Hilding does not get 10 points. He wasn't
So
even ready.
am I still up 10 points or did I drop?
Yeah, you lost 10 there. You lost 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wrong.
Brandon has produced the video. We can't show it on TV, but he's produced the video. Maybe I can show it afterwards of the guy getting eaten by the whale. So can you describe what it's like to be Jonah?
Jonah getting eaten by a whale?
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like to be eaten by a whale because I've never been eaten by a whale. So,
well, you saw the video, and we haven't.
I saw the video. Yeah, I saw the video. But yeah, it's intense. Yeah. For 2 seconds, then he spits him out. Oh, he's fine. He's swimming himself in his little canoe off the coast of Chile.
What happened to canoe?
But I could tell you, Karen has a really good joke today. So
Thank you.
She told me a very good joke today. Would you like to share with the rest of the class?
You can get your 10 points back right now, Karen.
No, Brandon, you share it.
That's a deduction of 10 points if you pass the buck. Come on, be funny now.
No, I can't. Brandon, you do it.
Right. If
All right,
you
Brandon, for 10 points.
insist. All right. So this is Karen's joke. What do you call stolen cheese? You know,
Nobody knows, of course.
nobody knows. Well, Karen knows, but it's nacho cheese. Yeah, nacho.
Oh, it's not nachos. Yeah,
Nacho cheese. Okay, yeah.
it's not mine.
Nacho cheese.
That's
Yeah.
really bad. I just watched the the number of people watching on the live stream just decreased by 5 right now.
That's why I wanted Brandon to do it, not me.
For losing 5 viewers, you lose 5 points on top of the. You gain 10 for telling the joke, but lose 5 for losing 5 viewers there. You know the rules. You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose.
All right.
Thanks, Brandon.
Okay. All right. I'll get. Here's one of. What does a nosy pepper do? You want to know?
No.
A nosy pepper. It gets jalapeno business. Ah, yes. There we go.
I don't get it.
There's my 5 points.
See, no,
Jalapeno business.
I need now extra points for my joke because that one was really bad.
That was exceptionally lame. It was, yeah. It's terrible. We're see, why would anyone want our show?
Yeah.
After
Especially
this
if I made
episode,
a
they'll be like,
tortilla once.
after this episode, they'll be like, yeah, you guys, you know what? You're right. You're done.
Yeah, especially after I made a song about a tortilla once. Now it's just more of a rap, you know? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Rap song. That's cool. Yeah, you know what perfect pitch is? You know, music-wise? You know what perfect pitch is? So perfect pitch is, it's when you throw an accordion in a dumpster and you hit a banjo.
So that's what I sounded like half an hour ago.
Right. And as I explained to someone this week, the difference between a fiddle and a violin. There's a big difference between a fiddle and a violin, right, Hilding?
Yeah.
There's a big difference. So you don't spill whiskey on a violin.
Yeah. Right.
These days, I don't spill whiskey on anything. I've been sober for this summer. It's going to be 5 years already, and that means I'm getting old fast.
Proud of you for that.
Yeah,
If you want to follow me on social media, my blue sky is at Frankie McD. My link tree is Frankie McDonald. My thread is at Frankie McD1984. My Facebook is Frankie McDonald. My Instagram is Frankie McD1984. My TikTok is FrankDonald1984. My Clapper is FrankDonald1984. My Twitch is FrankDonald1984. My Snapchat is Frankie ABCD1. My YouTube channel is Dogs and Wolves, and my LinkedIn is Frankie McDonald. Best luck to you. I'm Frank Donald. You're listening to the Comedeorological Weather Report every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. Happy Valentine's Day to all listeners to the Comedeorological Weather Report.
Oh yeah, right. That's happening. Right. Yeah. Well. So I'm just gonna have Valentine's A. There's gonna be no V or D for me. No problem there. No problem there. You're listening to us on C488.7 FM in Prince George, CKUW 95.9 in Winnipeg, CFBX 92.5 in Kamloops, Rogers Television, and now all your streaming platforms, Apple and I don't know, Spotify, this and that. Here on the channel, Joey on the Caribbean Weather Dude YouTube. Thanks everybody who's on the live stream. We're gonna stay on the live stream for a little while longer, and we're gonna check out this video of the guy getting eaten by a whale because why not? You know, why not? If you can catch a whale, now we know how to catch a whale. You know, it's the part that I hate is just putting the hook through me when I'm trying to catch it. Yeah, anyways, so that coming up still in the after show. Tonight we did have meteorologist Mark. We had Imogen the Alien here for one sentence, and then she was gone. I don't know what happened there, but we had meteorologist Mark who's gone. We have Imogen Alien who's gone, but still with us. Karen Richards, Hilding Donaldson, of course, Brandon Houck, and of course, Frankie McDonald, right, Frankie?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have like an extra minute to go here still. So I'm going to say I can't wait till it's, you know, when my pipes thawed, I went down, you know, so what happens is you go to bed and you leave your tap on because you're hoping maybe over the night it'll thaw. Like, you know, and after 3 days, you're like, yeah, it's not gonna ever get better. No, this is the epitome of horror. And then you wake up one morning and you hear this sound, and you're like,
My pipe thawed.
rubbing your face, you know, and then you hear that. What's that noise? What is that noise? What's that noise? And you listen, you know, and you're like, yeah, it sounds like water. My water. Yeah. Yeah. And then, you know, and then almost, Frankie. And then we still got another 40 seconds here. And then so you got, and then when you realize it's the sound of water, you're like, yay, my pipes have thawed. And you're like, oh no, because maybe my house is
run over.
Maybe my house is flooding. Maybe the pipe itself is burst, you know, because all those things have happened to me in the past. And I came running downstairs, screaming fast in my underwears there. Well, not really, because I'm like trying to stay warm in this old house and get down there. And there's the water just running.
100% that.
Yeah, like no problems, no over, and it's not, the sink isn't going over, and the pipes aren't burst. There's more of that good stuff coming to you, everybody. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Meteorological spring's coming. I swear. That's the show. That's the show. There you go, Frankie. You like that? Nice. You know, I meant to say goodbye before I said anything because he's gone. Okay, let's find this fucking whale video here and see what we got. Give me 1 second. A kayaker. He's a kayaker. See, that's why you should do things. Okay. Ready to go here. Just give me a... Okay, everybody, are you ready to see a kayaker get eaten by a whale? This is going to be so funny. I can't wait. Okay, here we go. This is the guy. This guy right here. That's not the whale. That's the guy with the kayak, by the way. Just so you can tell. And there's no sound. No, there's no sound, but there it is, eating him. It's big old whale. And it's really quick about it, too, eh? Just attacks him.
Yeah. Done.
And then it says, too bad I got the kayak, too. I got to spit it out. And I might lose the guy when I do it.
Ya, vente. Tranquilo, agarra el bote, agárralo, tranquilo, agárralo, no te subas, agárralo.
I think he said he's going to buy him tequila. Like, dude, you survived that.
Tranquilo.
See? I'm going to buy you tequila. And that's why I don't go to the ocean. Because these big fucking things will eat you.
Tranquilo, ya voy.
Exactly. Thank you, Joey.
Tranquilo.
I agree.
Tranquilo.
You know, like, people are like, ooh, a grizzly bear. I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't come from beneath me and swallow me from below my feet. Just walking along one day and suddenly the earth opens up and it's a grizzly bear. It doesn't happen. You're lucky, bro.
That is freaking crazy.
Yeah, and apparently he's planning to go to church this weekend or something. This guy's like, I'm just going to kayak out of here as fast as I can before I get eaten too. That's what I'd be doing. He's saying, I don't know that language very well. Like, I can't speak it at all, obviously. But to me, it sounds like they're saying, I'm never going to go in the ocean again.
Yeah.
You know, why would anyone go in the ocean? I think that's what he's saying. I wouldn't. I got to put wood in this fire or something. It's like getting cold in here. It's minus 13.9 outside, everybody.
13.
Well, that's a pretty good video. Pretty good fail video. I call it a fail video because the whale didn't swallow, you know. And the whale was like, yeah. The whale was like Bill Clinton. It didn't inhale. Yeah, it was Hillary that didn't swallow. I get it. Or no, Monica or whatever. American politics. It's like we're acting like this is the first time. It's been weird. Like we spent like 5 years talking about whether Bill Clinton got a blowjob or not once. I was alive for that. I remember all of it. It's like now to have a special envoy to talk about whether or not Bill Clinton got a blowjob. You know, like. You know, people acting like it was the worst thing in the world too. You know, like you should have seen them at the time. They're like, "Yeah, the moral fabric of this country, they're saying, you know, it's like,
Oh, man.
and then like, and then most of those same Republicans end up like getting caught for child porn later or something, you know, or being rapists or something. Like,
Yeah.
you just can't write this shit. It's great. It's great. Yeah, I was watching today on the YouTube. It was like a different kind of fail video. It was like these guys who they think that they're sovereign people, you know, like, and I mean, I kind of think that, like, I'm sovereign. Like, I have my own rules. It just so happens my own rules are, you know, like most of the laws. It's like, I think, you know, if you have a lot of logic, you're going to come up with a lot of the same laws. It's like, well, my rules kind of mirror the rules of the land. Why not, right? And it's like, you know, so whatever, you know, it's like I have my own ethics, my own kind of way of looking at things, but you know, I don't think that when a cop pulls me over, I'm going to be like, I'm a free person. I don't have to give you my ID. Like, so there's this American guy. It was like from 2 years ago, and he's in Alberta, and he's like filming people outside the police station for some reason. So they come in and they're like, hey, you know, what are you doing? Can we see your, and he's like immediately hostile. Like, can we see your registration? And no. And he's like calling the cop names, calling him like Tinkerbell or something. And you can see like the RCMP guys are like kind of humorless and like letting the guy, and then finally just drag him out of the vehicle. In the end, they're like, yeah, this American laws like don't apply here, man. The guy's going on about the Constitution. He's like, well, the Constitution says, like, dude, you're in Alberta, man. What the fuck are you talking about? You have to show the guy your license. I don't care who you think you are. These guys have guns, and they'll call more people with guns, whether you believe in them or not. They're asking for your fucking ID. You better show it to them. It'll make your life way less fucked up.
Yep.
If
you just do
show it.
It's like, so then I was watching this other guy. He's like, same thing. He's like, I'm a sovereign man. You know, this is down in Alabama, and he's like refusing, and he gives like instead of a license, he gives them this like stack of papers, right? And then it's like the papers saying like, I don't have to abide by your laws. I'm a free man or something. Immediately they just call back up, and then they're like, oh, there's also a warrant on this guy for threatening some judges or something. You know, he's like, you know, like they give the guy, and of course it's all dash cam footage, and it's like cut down. So it's like, it takes like an hour and a half, but it's cut down into like 20 minutes. And the guy's refusing to get out. He's refusing to talk to them. He's like calling them names, and like there's like now 6 of them standing there. They got his vehicle blocked off. And like, if you don't get out, we're gonna smash your window and pepper spray you. and the guy's like, you know, I don't have to listen to you. So they smash his window and fucking pepper spray him, right? And then they're so nice about it that they let him just kind of scream in there for a while before they like, you know, you're gonna come out now, like, you know. And then they like, after he's handcuffed, they put water on his face and get an ambulance to tend to him. But you know, like, and the guy's so shocked in his world, like he really believed that this crazy stuff he thought was gonna matter, you know. And it's just. That's kind of the punchline to it. And then I went on to watch a whole series of videos about Karens getting just shut down hard, who are like, and not you, like, you know, when they, I'm sorry, Karen, but it's what the video is called, man. It's what the video is called, you know. And they're these racist Karens. It's the video is called, right? And they're just, yeah, it's not about you. It's just a cultural term now. Sorry that your name's Karen. And she's like, she's getting mad at me. And then all these cases, there's like a bunch of these cases where they're like freaking out and screaming and like, bah! Like just having these like psychiatric breakdowns, man. Yeah. Like really. And then like, I'm gonna call the cops on you. And then like, so they do, and then they end up being the one who gets like arrested or something because they're causing this disturbance in public, right? It's like, I'm gonna call the cops. So go ahead, please do. And then they come and they fucking remove her, right? It's like, not you, Karen. It's not about the name Karen. It's just like how you know, Joey's a kangaroo that's a baby. You know, it's like
I'm changing my name now, apparently.
To Richards.
Or my middle name, Lynn something. I don't know.
My new name is Richard.
Thank you. Something. Anything.
It works.
But Karen.
It works. So that, you know, that's what I was watching before we came to the podcast tonight. Took a break from my usual watching of like information, to like just watch, some cultural phenomenons instead. Look at human behavior and look at how, I think mental health is at an all-time low, beyond incalculable ways that we can't even, indescribable ways, massive ways, massive ways.
Yeah.
People's grip on reality right now is far out.
Yeah.
And that's what I gotta say about that. He's got something else. I put wood in the fire.
Oh, well, I got some other stories.
Of course you do.
Of course I do. Yes, including I guess in Georgia, another dude got arrested. He was in the store for how long? It was like for an hour, and he was barking like a dog in the store there, and for no reason at all. And so they called in the police. While he's standing there barking, asking what's going on here. He's just barking like a dog, and the police escort him out to his vehicle, and it looks like there's a couple of drugs on the front seat of the vehicle there. So that's probably why he was barking, I guess. He thought he was a dog. Apparently. So that's one story, I guess, from last week. Yeah, last week there. What else? Got the monkey who's responsible for the canal near Argentina turned blood red and it smelled pretty bad. That's another thing happened. Mount Etna had some stuff going on there. And what else happened today? Oh, yes. Trying to make sure. There's some wild stuff that happened this week. Wild stuff.
A lot of it.
Oh yeah, beavers at Czech Republic built a dam and saved government millions of dollars. See that one?
No, what happened there?
So they're gonna build a dam, and the beavers showed up, decided to build their own dam, and now they don't have to build the dam for $1 million. So this is the
Beaver
beavers
dams
did it for
fail
them, I guess.
often, though.
So that is the case, yeah. That's in the Czech Republic. So they was like, oh wow, we don't have to build a dam anymore. So there you go. There you go.
That's what the Czech Department of Government Efficiency decided. So yeah, we'll just cancel this contract and we'll get some beavers.
Oh yeah, and then and then finally, 311-year-old violin sells for $11 million. And when it was sold, they figured out there was pretty much no strings attached. So there you go.
Oh yeah, that was a good deal.
Brandon Hauk zinger for you.
That's perfect. Yeah, a good zinger. It's funny what the definition of zinger was when we looked it up there the one time, because we had our steel player's name was Mike Zinger. And we used to
Did
play
you have
the
any
game.
zinger jokes?
Well, we were the band that made up the anal game. And you know what the anal game is? It's when you're.
I don't want to know about that.
When you're traveling on tour and you get behind a Winnebago of any kind or a motorhome, whatever the name of the motorhome is, you put the word anal in front of it in your mind, right? Because they're going so slow and they're so irritating. But then it's way less irritating if you're like, the anal wilderness, the anal cougar, So, Mike, it was Mike's guys from Bluegrass Camp that had made this up like 25 years ago. And we went around spreading this game everywhere. And it was quite funny. It was quite funny, right? And then one day we looked up, Mike Zinger's name. Like, what does it mean? And one of the definition it gave was when you put your finger into her arsehole there to help make her come, right? It says I gave her a zinger. Was it the definition it said? We're like, zinger, that's just hilarious, an anal zinger. And then one day we're driving down the highway on tour with the band, and we came behind a motorhome, and the motorhome was called the Zinger. I'm like, there's the anal zinger. There you go. See, Mike? And that same night we also saw one that was called the Anal Outlaw, which was our band name, the Outlaws, right?
And your band was called Outlaw.
Yeah, so anal outlaws and anal zingers, and yeah, you can, it's a real fun game to play. Like, I'll give you an example here. Let's just, I gotta move a couple things here so I can type. Just write motorhomes. and then we'll go to images, and we'll look at all the motorhomes there, and the anal citation. Of course, you see the anal site. You can't see the names of these ones a lot. What's wrong? How come I can't see the names? The anal quantum. There you go. Right. So you can see the names of them. I can't see the name of some of these. They don't want us to make fun of them, I guess. That's too bad. So that's a game you can play on the highway if you're ever out there. And sometimes you can switch the names around. See, they don't want us the anal compass. There you go. And the anal Scania. I don't know what a Scania is, but there's an anal one there for you. And it gets pretty fun as you get going on for a while playing, you know.
I just look out the window
and of course the anal drugs are good for you.
All right. Well, this Karen is leaving, so she's not made fun of anymore.
I wasn't making fun of you. I was making fun of all Karens.
No,
everywhere.
For being a Karen, I get it. I'm a Karen. It's all good.
No, it's not about you. It's just like when they call a Joey, they call a kangaroo a Joey. They're not. It's not about me. It's just words that everyone agrees on.
It's so good. And you know what? I kind of actually identify as Karen sometimes.
I don't think you're one of these entitled Karens that they're talking about. Most of the time, they pretty privileged people usually is how it. You know, the Karen class generally, they're generally like a middle class phenomenon. Entitled.
Oh, well, that's so not me.
I know. These entitled white women that the world revolves around them.
Love you guys.
Have a good
I'm
one.
not
there,
totally taking offense, but I took a little bit of offense.
Look it up on it's a video. Karen's getting owned or something. Racist Karen's getting shut down or something. It's called. I'm just repeating the name of a video. I
would still join this podcast if I took total offense because
when I watched it, you know, it wasn't like I went searching for like I'm gonna find a video about Karens. It's just like it was like, what's up next? It's like, oh, that sounds funny. Yeah. Oh, it is pretty funny. Now call the cops on you. Go ahead. It's just like
it's all good. Like I said, I wouldn't take offense. My podcast group, my buddies, yeah, guys make fun. It's all good.
Yeah, it's what we're good at. Yeah, it's gotta laugh right now because everything's so awful that if I don't keep laughing, I'll have to spend time in the psychiatrist chair or something. I don't know.
Right? Always laugh.
You gotta laugh because it's so fucked up. Everything. Okay.
Cyclone made landfall. Breaking news. Yeah, Cyclone made landfall.
Okay, let's go look at that next. I go into the wrong map. I'm like, you know what we need right now? As the cyclone's making landfall, I'm like, we need a 500 millibar animation. Just to show that it's going to get kind of warmer soon. Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. There it is.
Kind
of. Yeah. Oh, see it? There it is. Ah, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. I know it's coming. I know what's going to happen. I got to restart the radar scope here. Thank goodness I'm still on Australia, so I don't have to go looking for it because that was brutal last time. That was the worst ever. Yeah, check it out. Oh, we even have severe thunderstorm warnings in Australia now, right? In Queensland. So I'm sure that's related to this. So most absolutely, most certainly.
Sort of different.
Right near Port Hedland there, just up the road. How far up the road from Port Hedland? We can find out exactly here. 64 kilometers. So they got kind of lucky. They're just getting these outer bands, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Sure, it's dumping rain there, though. Like, you know, it's not like they have, like...
They're probably down.
They don't have the kind of terrain that can absorb water.
Yeah, it would be big-time flash flooding and... guess they don't have really many hills there, so I don't have to worry about mudslides, I guess. But out in the desert.
But yeah, I mean, it doesn't just soak into the foliage and trees and everything that it can help hold extra water during an event like this, right? It's like that water just kind of hits the ground and has to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some of it can sink into the desert, but eventually. But you know how it is. That's a lot of rain.
Oh yeah.
Sure, there'll be some flooding of some sorts. Well, yeah, that's incredible. Hurricane Zelia, or typhoon, or whatever they call it down there. I can't remember. Everything's a hurricane to me.
They're not
Yeah,
hurricanes?
that's cyclone there. Typhoon, the
Cyclone.
further north you go. It's Western Pacific typhoon, Australia, Indian Ocean cyclones.
Right, yeah. It's all hurricanes. Just call it a
And
hurricane.
over here it's hurricanes.
It's the same thing. It's just call it a hurricane.
I
Well, you
can't
can
do
see that. Okay, let's wait.
Look at that landfall. Ooh.
Yeah, there's a guy right here somewhere. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, here he is. You know
In
what
the
he's saying?
columns.
He's saying, oh, the storm's over. Yay. Everything's okay. Hooray. And then a few minutes later, it's not over. I was wrong. It's even worse than ever. That's how it goes. So there you go, folks. You've seen it right here on the channel. Right here, you saw it. Support the channel. Hit like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend. Join the channel. Be part of it. Help us out here. Because that's the only place you're going to see. It's not the only place you're going to see. No, there's way better places, actually. Who am I kidding? But
We
still,
had
you know.
We had an argument here for a while in our community that we had a mail woman. I mean, the person who delivered the mail was a woman, right?
Right.
And she got upset that people were calling her a male woman. She said it didn't make sense. And we said, well, what else were we supposed to call her?
The mail lady? Or
Yeah, mail lady.
I think what they call people now is mail carriers.
Yeah.
You know, because there's no reason to. There's no,
Or a
like, you know.
postal person.
Because I figure, you know, this is how I see it, right? It's like there's actually delivering the mail has nothing to do with your genitals.
Right.
So, like, why should you be a male man or a male woman?
Right.
You know, like, to
Should
me,
be a
it
male
doesn't.
person.
You know, I don't understand that. You know, it's like if you deliver the mail, you carry the mail. You're a mail carrier, whatever, letter carrier. It's fine. Don't have to bring your genitals into this. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
You carry the mail. Okay, gotcha. That's just like that's how I see the world, you know. Out there's towns like Biden and Broome and Bidyanga and Boblading, and they have a lot of towns that start with B there. Burwa. It's like, you know, you're in a town because it starts with a B in Australia.
They got lots of bees in their bonnets, huh?
Well, there's a lot of people who, you know, that's a really busy place. There's like at least a dozen towns of 20, 30 people. Twin Hills Village. Man, that is like some bleak country, though. Look at that, eh?
Mm-hmm.
It's just this huge continent of like nothing.
Barrenness.
Oh, this severe storm warning is not related to the hurricane at all. Severe storms in Australia right now. Isn't that cool? In New South Wales, yeah, that's the one. Wow, look at that.
There's a lot of color there.
Yeah, it's deep.
And one little streak down the coast there.
Right near Townsville.
Mm-hmm.
Right by Horseshoe Bay. Hey, what are they doing with Horseshoe Bay there? Where did it go? There it is. Crazy.
I wonder how many places on Earth are named Horseshoe Bay, though.
Yeah, I guess it's because like bays are horseshoe shaped. You know, people think.
Yeah, I mean it's a common thing.
And our weather slowly, soon to become an X story, moving on in California. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much what we got, I guess. Hope everyone enjoyed the show. Been 2 hours now. And Bob's a cannabis criminal. Yeah, I get you there. I get you there, Bob. Yeah, that's why often at this time I'm like, well, time to wrap the show up so I can go get baked. Think about my life. Oh yeah.
I wrote a song this summer and we put this one line in it. It's just really loaded. It says, "Bring your pickets and your stakes and come into my yard. I can't or will not take offense. It makes me laugh too hard." Now think of all the different things that have to do with pickets, stakes, a yard, and fences. And yet you're saying the word "oh fence," but people automatically hear the word fence. So that throws it into and the whole picture is like, how many different things are they doing in that yard? Right?
I wish Brandon was here because I got a good joke for him now. I thought of one.
What's that?
I want to tell it to Brandon, but he's
okay.
He's there, but he's not there. His camera's off.
Yeah.
It's like his
Oh, I'm here.
or something.
What's the joke?
Okay. So do you know why the pyramids are in Egypt, Brandon?
Oh, why is that?
Well, it's because they're too big to transport to British museums.
Ah.
That's why, yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh my God. They actually appointed RFK the health secretary. Have you seen this guy talk? It's the funniest thing ever. He's like, I'm gonna be your health minister. It's like, who the fuck in the world could feel good with that guy in charge of health? It's so fucked up.
He sounds really healthy.
I have no knowledge of me having said that. Well, you said it right here. It's like some kind of a short-circuiting fucking blender when he's talking.
Oh my.
Wow. And Trey Campbell got a Mr. Bungle t-shirt. And like I just hit the wow emoticon on that because he's so young. Like, what does a guy like him know about Mr. Bungle for? Mr. Bungles. You do not know who Mr. Bungle is? Mr. Bungle is one of the greatest bands ever. After this, Hilding, I want you to go on YouTube and look up Mr. Bungle.
Yeah, I will for sure.
And then, yeah, you'll be fucking shocked. I like their second album the best. The first one's like supposed to give you the impression of being, like at a carnival.
Okay.
It's like clown music or something.
Yeah.
Whereas the second one, and I'm looking up just to give you a. So there is a California is the first one. No, Mr. Bungle is the first one, 1991. It's just called Mr. Bungle, but Disco Volante is the second one. Now, that's my favorite because it's got these songs like Searching for Desert, Techno Desert Allah or something. It's like just this most fucked up music, man. It's totally, and it's all because of Mike Patton. He's the guy who he's part of a bunch of bands he made before, like Faith No More was one of his bands. So I just thought that was pretty funny to see a young guy like Trey Campbell showing off his Mr. Bungle shirt. I was like, man, that stuff was cool in the 90s. Like, how do you know about that? That's our stuff. That's our stuff. Well, that's been a pretty fun show. Thanks everybody out there. There's so many no, RFK will not fight corporate capture. He is corporate capture. Oh my God, people. So many great comments, though. Other than that, I want to thank you all for being here and coming to the show and hit like, share, and subscribe, and tell a friend, and have faith and believe in the dream that we still have. That is this country, Canada. Support your local businesses and whatnot, things like that. And yes, Gary's pointing out Waylon Jennings passed away 23 years ago today. And if you don't know, my son's name is Waylon. People say to him all the time, Dad, they tell me, is it Waylon, like Waylon Jennings, the singer? And he's like, yeah, exactly. Oh.
Yeah, one of the original Outlaws.
Yeah, my kid gets it. Okay, well, that's the show, everybody. I'm gone for tonight. That's me for today. Bye
Have a
now.
good one.